I have a question. All right.
All right.
Somebody has a skill and they want to sell. What would you guys tell them to do first? Would you have them do a group? Would you have them write a course? How do they decide what they should do?
Yakup, what came first, the education or the marketing? Because it seems like you kind of market with your show and your interviews when you first got started. Which came first? Did you do the interviews first, or did you actually do the interviews with the business model in mind?
So when I started, it was about the education. So at the beginning, I did just interviews, and I wanted to deliver value. That was my main point. But at some level, you have to ask yourself, okay, how am I going to earn money with this thing, and how should it be a business model? So this is a serious conversation in your mind that you have to have in order to monetize your knowledge. That's basically when there was a switching point when I said, okay, I can't do this only for educational part, but I have to also monetize it.
So how did you come up with the price of your services / course?
I mean, it's basically changing. So you helped me also with this. So comparing with other services, but sometimes you have a unique angle, then you have to define for yourself. And oftentimes it's good to raise your standards, your own standards. That's a good thing. So not to be too cheap, but to raise your standard and also be more expensive than other people.
Cool. Now, I work with Paula, and one of the things Paula always tells me, and I hear it in my head, she's like, it's too cheap. I'm not going to show up. So, Paula, tell me about that vibe. What is that? Because I think a lot of people underprice what they're doing, and you're not going to do that. That's not going to happen to Paula. Tell me about that kind of mentality, or how did you get there?
I think it takes time. I think I so relate to Jason about that early days, right? Of just you're almost amazed at what you did, amazed at just how much content you get for free. And while it's not a bad thing, if this is your business, you can't sustain that. And I think at one point, I know for me personally, I recognize this is not a hobby. This is my business. And so when you think about the value, right, that you bring, people are willing to pay for the value. And you also recognize everybody's not my client. And so there are people who will scoff at the price, and that's okay. You're not my client. And there are those who will say, that's all, you may be my client, because then I can raise my prices. And so part of this is recognizing that you have to know the value. And I know that's sometimes hard for entrepreneurs. It is. But at some point, you have to recognize this is your business. And we just can't give our stuff for free away. We just can't.
Awesome. And now, Jason, you don't really, you have courses, but the core of your thing is you've taken the course and kind of extended it into a membership site. Talk about, the Secret Beach and why that's been so amazing.
Yeah, because we started out doing courses and those were great. And then I sat down with John and my wife one day at lunch or dinner here in Vegas and said, all right, how do I go to the next level? Because I have the content in me. I produce content almost daily. But I also still sell as a full-time seller on eBay and Amazon and the like. And so I never had that time to sit down and figure out how do I create a paid space for people. And I said, now if someone can do that for me, then just get that all done, then I can put the content in there and keep people entertained and educated. And so we did that. We did that with a Facebook group and opened it up. We just passed our 5th year. Last month was our 5th year.
Wow.
And we maintained a pretty healthy attendance in there. Many have come and gone, but maintained it, and always looking at new ways to offer courses in the near future here, where some are for everybody, and then the ultimate goal is to get them in my paid group. Some of the courses we do cheap, some we do free, some we do a higher dollar amount. But whatever the case, depending on what we're teaching, it always draws people into the Secret Beach, and my wife is happy. Happy wife, happy life.
The most
Right.
important thing.
Yep.
Look, everybody's like, yes, that's good. Now, I mean, come on, Jason. I mean, you've built a massive group. I mean, just the free group is how many?
Yeah, we just crossed 60,000 members.
60,000 members. That's insane. That's okay. Yeah, we have to talk.
All right, so I want to throw something out to you since it's kind of related to what you guys do. In the bizsugar mastermind community, we have niche mastermind groups. And so if someone has an expertise related to small business, has to be small business related, they can actually have their own group inside our mastermind community. So they can draw from our 35,000 members. And so it's fairly easy. Like there's probably already a group that exists that doesn't have an admin. And so if somebody wanted to kick off something like what you guys do, they could be the admin. I can make them the admin of that group, and they get featured on the group. So they have a presence, their logo or their photo. And then all they have, it doesn't take a lot of commitment of time. They can just like share a couple good things and pin them to the top. And then, find one person to come start talking to them, and then build the group inside there, and it would be totally free. And it's a little more organized because you can pin and unpin stuff. Unlike Facebook, where you can only pin one thing, you can pin like as many things as you want, so far as I've been able to tell so far. So anyway, I've been inviting people to do that. That what people don't get is the way you get to be influential is you just do stuff. I mean, it's no magic to it. If you want to be influential on Twitter, show up at Twitter chats, be a regular at a big Twitter chat, and pretty soon everybody knows who you are. Bingo, you're an influencer. I mean, people seem to think that, I don't know if they think you're born an influencer. I don't know how they think you get there, but all you have to do is start interacting with people who are already there, and then you're there. It's not hard. And so I wanted to throw that out since it is kind of related to what you guys do. You can do Facebook groups, you can do courses on Udemy or wherever, but you can also come to the mastermind and do it there. And we'll help you. We'll promote you and help get you out there. And so hopefully, people will be listening to the replay. I really feel like every blogger I know should be here right now.
Wow.
Because they all have been blogging forever, and most of their blogs are not monetized. Right? 12 years, they got 12 years of content, and they've never monetized anything.
Well, I should rent my wife out.